No money? No problem. It is possible for you to start your construction company with no money to do so, but you better get ready to put in that sweat equity. Look, it is possible. I've done it. I've helped people do it. It is incredibly attainable, but you have to have proper expectations of what it's going to take from an effort perspective. The reality is you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone to pull this off. Money creates speed. Doesn't always create success. What I find is some of the best business owners I know started with nothing, and their resourcefulness and their mindset around how to go make it happen anyway helps them be successful for the long run. The person who had a bunch of money from the beginning doesn't always learn the lessons on how to survive the hard times, because don't get it twisted. There's going to be good times and there's going to be hard times. And you have to learn how to run a company without money. Whether you start without money or you run a company, at some point, you're not going to have money to make that company run the way you want to. And learning the mindset, learning the grit, learning the resourcefulness, learning how to make hard decisions is a recipe for success. In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 things I think you need to do immediately and 3 things I hope you don't do at the start of your company. I'm going to start with the 3 things I don't want you to do. These are the 3 mistakes I made starting companies. Ryan, how many? 10? I've started at least 10 companies over the last 7 years. Here are 3 things I would have done differently on the first one. 1, I spent a bunch of money on branding, website, and stuff, business cards. I didn't need any of that to get a customer, okay? Who I knew was who I could sell to. I didn't need all that stuff to convert my first clients. So I spent probably $10,000 or $15,000 between apparel and business cards and a website and all this stuff. Not needed. Do not invest in those things until you've started creating revenue. Look, you can't because you don't have any money. That's the whole point of this video. But don't go spending money on things that do not immediately create revenue. The second thing I would not do. I would not undervalue my service. When you start with nothing, you'll literally say yes to anything for any price just to start generating some revenue. That becomes a very difficult thing to advance later. When people start getting used to paying this price for your service, and that's not the right price, and you have to raise prices later, but the service doesn't change because you wildly over-delivered for these people. Raising price for the same service becomes very difficult. So I would make sure that you're charging what you're worth from day one. Figure out how much money you want to make per hour. If you have no money and you have no clients, figure out how I want to profit X amount of dollars per hour. Make sure that that is your price and stick to it. Make sure your value actually is worth that hour, okay? Don't be like, I want to make $1,000 an hour and I have a $10 an hour work ethic. That doesn't work. You're like, hey, I want to make $100,000 this year, which means I need to make $50 an hour for my time. So when you're building your pricing model, and it says it's going to take me 4 hours to do this, including drive time. Don't just look at job site time. How many hours am I going to invest into this project? That times 50 needs to be added as the labor price in that project. So labor plus material, those are your costs of goods sold. Make sure you're charging enough for your time. I see so often, and I did it too, wildly undercharged for my services. It makes it very difficult to raise prices later because the reality is you're going to give your first clients everything you got. Their experience is going to be so much better, so much more, maybe not better, but they're going to get a lot more of your time, energy, and effort because you don't have that many clients. Raising prices later can be very difficult. And third, starting a company, a mistake that I see happen a lot. Luckily, I have not made this mistake, but I've seen it happen a bunch, is bringing on a partner strictly to get money at the beginning. Okay, do not make this mistake. A partner, specifically an equity partner, you are marrying that person, okay? They are inside the business, whether you like it or not, forever, until you have to buy them out, or they leave, or the business shuts down. You might think, oh, well, I'm going to give them 50% because they're giving me $20,000 to start this company. That might sound like a lot of money to you. That partnership will not last. A partnership needs to have long-term value beyond capital. I would not, and I repeat, I would not simply give up equity to somebody for money at the beginning. I'm going to give you 3 things you're going to be able to do now. We're at that point. There's 3 things you can do to go win, but don't give up equity for money only. If they're bringing other resources or assets or value or mentorship or skills, something, they're bringing more to the table than money, I can accept that. But do not give up equity to somebody simply because they're giving you money. Those are the 3 mistakes I've done or I've seen that become very, very catastrophic to the long-term success of your company. 3 things you can do. 3 things you can do is pick up your phone and call everybody you know. Everybody in your phone. I don't care how long it's been since you've talked to them. I don't care if it's your aunt, your uncle, your crazy cousin, your friend from high school and you're 35 years old, a teacher you had once. I don't care. I don't care if the name's in your phone book and you don't even remember who it is. Call them and tell them what you're doing now. I'm gonna use an example. Like a simple business somebody could start would be lawn care. Okay, you went and you're borrowing your dad's lawnmower and you're gonna go cut lawn and make money. Cool. I'm calling everybody I've ever met to say, hey, I'm cutting lawns now. Would you be interested in getting a quote for me to cut yours? There's no cost. It's just time, the sweat equity we talked about. But building awareness for what you're doing now will be the first step that generates revenue. Profit from that revenue is how you can invest in more stuff. A better lawnmower, maybe a better trailer, a weed eater, a backpack blower. Don't buy those things. You don't have any money. Don't steal them either. But borrow something. Call everybody you know. Make money. That's the best place to start. From I have no money, go make money. The best way to make money is to tell people what you can do for them for money and make sure that you're solving a problem worth paying for. I even looked at one time starting a pooper scooper company. I'm like, man, I got 2 dogs that poop like 7 times a day. That's 14 poops a day. I got to be able to go make money doing this, okay? And the reality is like it wasn't for me. But we ran the numbers and like you can make money doing it 100%. But make sure you're solving a problem that people that will spend money on. But pick up your phone, call everybody. Second, get engaged in local Facebook groups. Think What's Up Waxhaw, like Greenville Young Professionals, just go type in the city name you live in into the Facebook groups, and you're gonna find local Facebook groups, and just go get engaged. Go engage with people. Go see what's going on. Go get engaged with the admins of that Facebook group. Most Facebook groups have a self-promotion day of the week, like Greenville Young Professionals here in Greenville, South Carolina. Thursday's their self-promotion day. Go on Thursdays and make a post. I'm Mike. I cut grass. Here's my lawnmower. Does your grass need cut? I'd love to do that for you. Don't complicate it. Just get engaged with your local community for people who don't know you. Again, you started with everybody in your phone book. If you want to go through all of your friends on Facebook and shoot them DMs, also a good idea. But to get some new relationships with people who don't know you, local Facebook groups is a really great place to start. This is not a fast process. If you're expecting to make 10 phone calls to make $10,000, you're wrong. This is going to take hundreds of phone calls, hundreds of follow-ups, dozens of posts, months and months and months of a grind to get you where you want to be. Do not think this is going to be fast. Fast takes money, and you don't have any of that. This takes time and effort. So make sure that you're dedicated. So call everybody, DM everybody, Facebook groups. The third thing you can do, and I think this is a really, really powerful tool that not enough people use. Call the people in your marketplace who are your competitors and see what work they're saying no to, okay? Let's use landscape maintenance as the continued example here. If you're a one-man shop with one lawnmower and you call the big guy in town, there's likely quarter-acre lots they don't want. It's too small. Or maybe they only do industrial, commercial, multifamily stuff. They don't do any residential. Call the people who do what you do, find out the work they don't want to do, and then do that work. I did this in roofing when I first got started. Very small marketing budget. I called a bunch of roofers and said, hey, clearly you do shingles. What don't you do? And a bunch of them said, we don't do metal. I said, cool. I'm going to figure out how to do metal. Was it free? Was it no money? No, but it was a great way for me to generate revenue with very little cost. It was just me picking the phone, calling my competition and saying, hey, I'm new to the game. I'm small. I'm looking to gain some work. What is the work you're saying no to that you don't want anyway? Would you be willing to refer that to me? That can be a really great place to start. So you got the 3 things to don't do. You got the 3 things you can do right now. But the number one thing that is going to require this to be successful is a mindset of discipline, grit, and follow through. Without discipline, grit, and follow through, you are going to fail. This is a very, very hard process emotionally. Easy to pick up the phone and call. Hard to pick up the phone and call every day for 10 days and get no results. And pick up the phone again on the day 11. but that's what it's going to take. You just can't give up. Like when I started WinRate in 2018, it started with one client paying $500 a month. Now we have 100 clients and we make 250 grand a month. And the reality is that took 6 years, but it took constant daily activity and discipline to build the brand. And then eventually you will have money. And then eventually you can invest in a website and invest in SEO and Google ads and invest in Facebook and Instagram ads and invest in a salesperson to go hunt for you. Like, yes, at some point you will have to spend money, but these are the things you can do at the beginning with no money to get started now. Look, there's a link in the description below to our Small Business Academy. It's an online course that has over 100 videos on lessons to help you start, scale, and exit your company. There's several of those videos that come free in the link below. Click, watch, deploy, do the things you saw in this video. Don't do the things I told you not to do, and you will successfully start a construction company with no money. Then I want to hear about it. I want you to come back. I want you to comment on this. I want you to share your story. I want to hear how you started your construction company with no money and how it's running successfully now. Get out there, do the work, and win fast and win often.